Manchester United returned to Old Trafford to face Ipswich Town in a crucial Premier League clash on Wednesday. For United, this match represents an opportunity to arrest this dismal season, especially with regards to home form and to secure a much needed win. Basically, on the other hand, we are fighting for survival and will be desperate to cause an upset against. Basically, Ipswich Town are fighting for survival and will be desperate to cause an upset against the struggling United side. But form is not always on their side because they've lost so many games as well as never won against Man United in the last couple of years. But this is something that worries me as a fan, and I am pretty sure that I'm speaking also for the fan community. So let's dive right in and talk about this. But if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, and hit notification bell so you don't have to miss any updates with regards to Manchester United. But thank you for liking and sharing for those who have. Let's get let's keep growing. Let's get going and let's continue to build this community together. Now, with regards to Manchester United, when it comes to form, the form guide speaks volumes for us, especially or pretty much the same, almost the same as Ipswich. Basically, Manchester United has been inconsistent with just one win in the last five Premier League games. And the recent 2-2 draw at Everton showcased resilience but also highlighted defensive vulnerabilities and a lack of cutting edge in the attack. Now, at home, United have been particularly poor, losing five of the last seven Premier League games at Old Trafford. So that is worrying. That is worrying for us as fans. It's worrying for the club with all of the drama going on with the board and everything in between. So it is something for us to think about, ponder over, and start to decide what we want to do as fans. So, also, on the other hand, for Ipswich as well, they kind of have almost similar, but, have had horrible form. Now, Ipswich are in dire form, basically, with no wins in their last six Premier League games, right? And just 1 point during that period. Also, their recent 4-1 defeat to Tottenham left them rooted in the relegation zone 5 points from safety. Now, despite their struggles, Ipswich have performed slightly better on the road, earning 10 of their 17 points away from home. I think they won 4-1 against City. And yeah, pretty much it. Then they drew 1-1 away at Villa. And then lost at home to Southampton and lost away to Liverpool. So they are not doing pretty good as well. They've had 3 defeats, 1 draw, 1 win. And we have 2 defeats, 2 victories, and 1 draw. So it is particularly troubling for Manchester United as a whole. So when it comes to head, basically, for head, we could say that we are way better than Ipswich. In 54 games, we've won 26 times, and Ipswich have won 18, and Man United have drawn, and both teams have drawn 10, right? So, but we haven't lost to Ipswich in the last 5 games, basically. In the last 5 games, it's the 1-1 draw in November, and that should be Ruud van Nistelrooy's time. And then in in the FA Cup, we beat them 3-0 in September. In the Premier League, 1-0 in 2002, which was the last time we played them Premier League before November 2024. And then also in 2001, we beat them 4-0. And then in 2000, we beat them 2-0. So since then, so basically, we are both. Oh, I'm sorry, and they beat Coventry in the FA Cup as well. So basically, we're both struggling, literally. like almost like struggling as a team, as both teams. It's kind of like strugglers, right? So recent meetings, the last Premier League meeting between the two sides, basically at Old Trafford, was 2001, with United famously thrashing Ipswich 9-0 in 1995. Also, Old Trafford's record, United are unbeaten in the last 8 games against Ipswich, with the Tractor Boys' last win at Old Trafford in 1984. Now, the reverse fixture, the teams played 1-1, as I said earlier, this season. And Ruben Amorim, that was actually not Ruud van Nistelrooy, but that was Ruben Amorim's first game in charge. And I'm guessing that was time he was trying to test out like everybody and all of that. So it was a good tryout for both teams. But yeah, so it's very important that we don't let this become a slippery slope for Man United. Now, how Ipswich play. Under Kieran McKenna, Ipswich employ a structured, organized style focusing on defensive solidity. Ipswich prioritize staying compact and limiting space for opponents. And then they play counter-attacks, like using Liam Delap and Connor Chaplin, and also Omari Hutchinson. They are always key in exploiting spaces on the break. They're also a set piece threat, as they are dangerous from dead ball situations, with players like Axel Twanzibi and Ben Godfrey posing significant aerial threats. Axel Twanzibi is a former Manchester United Academy graduate, right? So he's a Manchester United Academy graduate, former Manchester United player. So he's one person to see as regards key players. And now, predicted lineup for Ipswich. First, we're going to go with Palmer in goal, and then Ben Godfrey. But I read something somewhere that if Ben Godfrey is unavailable and he is still struggling, Tonsebi will come in for him because they play in a 4-2-3-1, and they sometimes line up in a 5-3-2, like they played against Liverpool, and I think they played against City like that. So because I've been following Ipswich for a long time, I mean since Kieran McKenna went there, so just wanted to see how he was doing, and he was doing pretty well in the championship. Basically, came through in second position, I think. Yeah. So then we have Greaves and O'Shea center back if they're playing a 4-2-3-1, and then Davies left back, and then they also have Kajust in the two pivot or holding midfield positions, and then Phillips. Now this Phillips is a former Manchester City player. He used to be one of the English baby boy, as I'll call it, because he used to be called up in England, even though he wasn't really having playing time in Man City, and he went on loan to West Ham as well and came back. So Calvin Phillips is one of the pivots, and then we have Omar Hutchinson on top, just behind, just over Jens Kajust and Kajust and Calvin Phillips. And then we have on the left side, we would have Clark. And then on the right side, we will have Jaden Philogene. And then up top is Liam Rory Delap. That's funny. I just found out that his name is also Rory, his middle name. So it's Liam Delap up top, former Manchester City player and academic graduate. So that is how Ipswich intends to line up. Now, with the key player for Ipswich, we're gonna go. There's so many players I watch, and I know they're key players. Well, we're gonna go with Liam Rory Delap as their key player for Ipswich. Liam Delap, very technical player, played 27 matches, 1,965 minutes, 10 goals, and 2 assists. Just 22 years old, English or Northern Ireland international. So, played the last game against Tottenham, played against Villa and scored the goal, and then played against Liverpool, against Coventry, lost, played against Southampton, got a goal as well. So he's a good goal scoring player, one player who thrives in as a lone striker, even though Manchester United seem to be interested in him, but I don't know how true that is. But he's 22 years old, so, and I know he's certain 22 years old player, 22-year-old player that we have in our squad, who is also struggling to carry the team on his back. So I don't know about this one. If we need someone who's 22 in his probably his first major contract, no, second contract, I think, because he's been Liam Delap has been on loan in several places. And then we have other players who I know have been watching, basically, with regards to Ipswich. Other players like Omari Hutchinson, who plays just behind the striker. He played at Arsenal Academy, Chelsea Academy as well, and then went on loan to Ipswich and then was sold to Ipswich. He's just 21. He's played 25 matches, 2,067 minutes, 3 goals, 2 assists. Such a good player. Got the goal against Tottenham, I think. So, yeah, pretty much a good player. Fast paced, young. One player that Man United can also consider if we're looking for players who can play in the number 10 role. If we're not going to use our academy, he plays in number 10 role. He plays on the right side of the wings and plays on the left side as well. Because I watched him in the championship and I've been following his games. Sometimes I'll just watch Ipswich game if I am not watching Manchester United in the Premier League. So yeah, that's another player to watch. Another player to watch is Jane Philogene. If he is not playing, then it will be Connor Chaplin, who's an attacking midfielder and is Ipswich main creative outlet and will be key to their counter-attacking threat. Liam Delap is just physicality and movement and will test United's defense, especially in aerial duels, because he wins his aerial duels. Then we have our former United defender, Exoton Zebi. 27 years old now, because I've been keeping track of him as well. We're motivated to impress against his old club and will play a crucial role in organizing Ipswich backline. He plays on the right side of the defense. That's right back, sometimes right wing back, sometimes right of the center of the three at the back, and all of that. So that is basically Manchester United. That's basically Ipswich Town. For Man United, how Manchester United play, basically. Man United play, as we always say, in the 3-4-2-1 formation under Ruben Amorim, and we've adopted this formation that emphasizes on wing backs, like with players like Diogo Dalot, Patrick Dogo also providing width. Diogo Dalot hasn't been on form of late, so Patrick Dogo, Diogo Dalot providing attacking support, high pressing, which is another aspect of the formation, with United aiming to win the ball high up the pitch and transition quickly into attack. And then we have attacking fluidity with Amorim's system relying on fluid movements and positional interchange, particularly in the front three. Then defensive frailties. The system also has left United vulnerable defensively with gaps often appearing between the midfield and the defense. So it's very key for us to take control of games if we are to apply Amorim's formation, as Bruno has also said at some point when he was being asked about what Ruben Amorim said at halftime. He basically said that Ruben Amorim insisted that the team did not follow instructions. So it is very key for the players to follow instructions. So that is that about that. And then for with regards to key players to watch, before we go there, we will go with the predicted lineup for Manchester United, and we will see what we can come up with in that regard. So for predicted lineup for Manchester United, we're going to go with Andre Onana in net. Basically, we don't have anybody else. And the fans already begin to get on his back. So we need to talk about that. So Andre Onana in net, it was said that Nusa Mazraoui had a knock or an injury, basically. So we'll go with Lenny Euro on the side of centre back. And then Matthias Delik, right side of centre back, where he's shown his strength and tenacity, and he has more control of the ball there. And then we'll go with Harry Maguire, centre back, like we have no one else, and he's on form. But then the last couple of games he struggled. And then in the mid, I think we are back to like service, where we talk about control of the midfield and dictating gameplay and disrupting Ipswich's counterattack, pressing them high up the field with Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte. And then Patrick Dogo on form played really well against Everton on the left side, and then Diogo Dallo on the right side. Hopefully he comes back in form. And then we'll go with Joshua Xerxes and Alejandro Garnacho. I wouldn't want Garnacho to start because he's been doing well coming off the bench and upping the tempo of the game. So if once they figure him out, it will be hard for him to up the tempo. So Alejandro Garnacho ahead of the mid. Now, the title of this video, I said Chido Obi to start. Now, the main idea behind it is I believe that Ruben Amorim is going to give Chido Obi his first start. But I put Rasmus Højlund there because I'm a dreamer, and sometimes my dreams won't really come true as I expect. But yeah, Ruben Amorim would intend to start Rasmus Højlund, but I would love for him to start Chido Obi and then give Rasmus Højlund a break while he tries to come back to form. So that is about the starting lineup. And who are the key players for Man United, basically? Key player for Man United in this game, as was with the last game, even though I chose Joshua Zirkzee as key player for last game, is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, key player, United's captain, remains the most creative player and will be vital in unlocking Ipswich's defense, even through set pieces, as he has shown in the past, through creating assists, through dead ball situations, crosses, corners, game control, switching play, everything. And then another key player to watch for this game, who's more like a very interesting one, is Manuel Ugarte. You know, ups the tempo of our game, increases the intensity, disrupts play, energy, ability to break up play, and will be crucial in controlling the game. And then we have Alejandro Garnacho, the young winger who has also been one of United's few sparks this season and could exploit Ipswich's defensive vulnerability. But there is also a chance that he needs to create chances for other people, not trying to put his head down and then create chance only for himself. He needs to create chances for other people, not just for himself. So Alejandro Garnacho, one player to watch, and all of that. So with that being said, what are your thoughts and feelings about this game? What do you think about the game? Now, with regards to team news, we shall find out more in the press conference. But with regards to team news, we can only say that Man United have as many as 10 to 11 injuries, with Nusra Mazraoui still a doubt, but Amad key player, out. Lisandro Martinez, ACL, out for the season. Mason Mount, Kobe Menu, Luke Shaw, Johnny Evans, still a doubt. Now, Manuel Ugarte, Lenioro, and Christian Eriksen are all available, and they came back after, against Everton, even though Manuel Ugarte played that game. Lenioro also came in as a sub in that game. So, yeah. So these are basically the injured players. For Ipswich Town, I think Tuanzebe is back from suspension, while Sam Mosi and Sami Smodic returned to the bench against Tottenham. So we hope that I think it was Sam Mosi that I think scored against Man United, made it 1-1. Yeah. And then I remember that game they missed a lot of chances, including a back heel skillful attempt to score under Nana by Liam Delap and all of that. So yeah. Now, how can Manchester United win this game? Basically, that's my thought. How can Manchester United win this game? And I wrote down 4 points. To secure a crucial victory, United must exploit Ipswich's defensive gaps, because they have defensive gaps, and use the pace of Garnacho and Rashford to exploit spaces behind Ipswich's defense. Now, control the midfield, which is also another key aspect to this. And then Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte are key in controlling and dominating the midfield battle and to disrupt Ipswich counters, to disrupt Ipswich's counter-attacking threats. Also, number 3, defense set pieces. Ipswich are dangerous from dead ball situations. So United must remain organized and alert. Always stay switched on. And then with regards to number 4, early chances. United have struggled to score in the first half of games. So an early goal could help settle the nerves and dictate the tempo. And if we score early, then we dictate the tempo and then we protect our back line, then eventually get the chance to also score. So let's take it that against Ipswich, Amorim was still learning the system. And then now against Ipswich, now again in the return leg at home, it will be a comfortable victory, even though we've really struggled at home to win games, as I said earlier at the beginning of the video. So this match is a pivotal moment for both teams, and this is a moment where both teams are looking to turn the season around. But for Manchester United, a win could provide a much needed momentum and a belief in Amorim's system, while Ipswich will be desperate to secure points in the first in their fight for survival. So they would play like they have nothing to lose. So we are expecting a tightly contested game with both sides looking to exploit each other's weaknesses. But for Man United, they will be. Now, we need to remain very disciplined defensively and then take advantage of the attacking opportunities. If Garnacho gets the opportunity to start, he should pass the ball if he has the chance to, right? It is very important. If we give Bruno Fernandes an opportunity, he would also create chances for everybody. So why don't we take the opportunity and create chances for ourselves to score, for other teammates to score? You can't allow Rasmus Højlund to run all the way. So it is very important that we as a squad need to fight for each other and build for each other as well. So yeah, what's your thoughts with regards to this? I think I'm gonna go with positive 2-0 win for Ipswich Town because I think they're gonna come to Old Trafford and get scared. So I'm gonna go with a 2-0 win for Manchester United against Ipswich Town, not for Ipswich Town, for Manchester United against Ipswich Town. And we're hopeful that Man United will turn up on the day. So what are your thoughts and feelings? Let me know in the comment sections. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss any updates or anything whatsoever as it relates to Man United. Okay, so take care, goodbye, and God bless. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to comment what you think about the game. God bless.